Namaste everybody. So today we are practicing Shirsasana headstand. Yes, there is a very important asanas in the whole asanas category. It is called as a king of the asanas, as a headstand Shirsasana. When you will completely go to upside down. So when we are today, we are learning the few techniques. That techniques, if you will keep working on that, you will be able to do the practice in a few days. You will be able to understand that how you to go in safely. You have to go in the headstand. See, definitely doing the Shirsasana with the wall support and without wall support, directly we can kick and we can try to go there. But we have to understand our whole body muscles has to be engaged, especially our abdomen region, our core muscles and our arm strength. That we have to understand with the proper techniques, then we will be do the headstand with the safe side, safe way. Otherwise, if you are doing the headstand without any precautions, without proper alignment, then maybe we can get some injury in the neck and other body parts, and maybe we can fall also and all. So we have to take care to go proper manner with the step by steps that we will learn today. Headstand Shirsasana have lots of benefit. So whenever we are going for the upside down, especially the whole blood circulation is moving to the head region. So we are giving them lots of concentration is increase the eye power, good for the facial muscles, good for the head region, for the hair fall and all the issues that also can be reduced. If people have a varicose vein issues, that is also helping to reduce that also with the upside down kind of asanas. And whole body system is work in the different manner, and we get lots of benefit for that as a headstand to the practice daily, or once or twice in a week at least we can do that. If people have a high blood pressure, if people have some heart issues, or they don't feel comfortable, they have some illness, then people should not to advise the headstand. So these few points you have to remember before to go for the practice. In today's class, I will teach you in this video that I will try to teach you that how you to go safer in the position. What is the preparatory practice you have to do before to move to the headstand. And along with that, I will teach you to initially stage how you can take a support with the wall, and you can do that, and gradually you can keep it away from the wall and you can practice. So let's come for the practice now. Before to go for the practice, if you have any jewelry in your any rings or any chain or anything, you should remove it and then you have to practice. So you have to sit for the Vajrasana in the initial stage, and your knees has to be a little bit apart according to your hip distance. And for the preparation postures, we have to do especially for the arms strengthening practice. That is called dolphin pose. So that I am showing to you here. You should do at least 5 to 10 times. So you will feel the strength on your arms, and after that you can use the arms strength and abdomen strength to reach in the headstand practice. So for the dolphin pose, what we have to practice here, we have to knees has to be apart here, and you have to take a measurement like this way. So you will put your hands, your elbows like this, and that much has to be gap has to be there. So you will put your hands like here. Once you will put here, there is a gap, that much gap is here. You will release your hands, interlock your finger, and after that you will stand on your toes and you shift bit back. So this position will come, and after that when you exhale you go down. So when you exhale, going back here and inhale, and then exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So that way we will do this. This is called as a dolphin practice, dolphin pose. That you can do for the few rounds. Then you take a rest first. Then you just settle your breathing. When you feel that you are okay, then you have to go for the next process here. In the headstand, there is a very important part to understand. Our breathing if is faster, then we are not able to achieve the headstand. So our breathing has to be slow down. This is one thing. Second thing, to doing the headstand, there is a two things is very important. The one thing is like you have to understand how to balance your body. And second thing, you just remove your fear from the mind, because 80% have a fear in the mind that if you fall, then what will be happen. So don't think that way. If you go in the proper manner, you will not fall at all. So no need to worry about that part. So proper way if you do, then you can achieve the position. Now we are coming for the practice. How we have to go step by step here. We prepared our arms now. Now the same way you have to put it your hands here, and you will interlock hands has to be side. Then after that you will interlock your fingers here like this way, and your both thumb has to be separate. Now you will put your head, so like your forehead and your center part here. In between this, you will put this part of the head on the mat. You will not put on the palm. It should be on the mat only. Okay. So you can see to me how I am going here. So I will put my hands here like firmly here. My hand has to be make a V shape. So my hand has to be like this, and I am putting my head here. Once I done it here, once I will place it firmly, and then I will not change my position here. I will be here for the proper manner. I will not adjust now onwards. And once you done this, you just you just off your knees and you join your legs together. Once you come here, after that you just walk forward towards your head. How much maximum you can do, just do it. You just find out your balance first here. There is a preparatory practice. And just be here for a few seconds. And then relax. So there is a first stage that you understand that how to place your hands, where you have to place your head, how the alignment and how you to keep your leg has to be straight. Now second pose we will go here, second step for here, that we will try to lifting the one leg, and the same time when we are lifting the leg we will try to understand to our engage of the core muscles here. So we understand the arms strengthening, arms engagement. Now we are understanding about the core part. So the position is the same. Till here we did already. So we are placing the head here, hands has to be in the V shape. We start to walking. You done here till now. After that you fold your right leg. Your right heel is close to your hip, and you have to be here. And find your balance here first. After that you release. You do the left side also. After that release. After that we are going to trying to balancing here. So you have to fold your one leg and try to using your core, and slowly you have to kick your other leg and try to finding your balance and try to moving your hip like this, and try to keeping your knees toward the ceiling. So you are trying to moving your hip here, and you relax first. And slowly come back. So take your time here. This movement you have to understand here that how we are trying to lift in the one leg, then how we are balancing, how we are engaging the core, then we will try to lift the other leg, then we will try to engage the core, and after that once we feel that okay I am able to do now, then you can try to lift your one leg. After that you kick to other leg with the core strength. Once you kick it, you will understand your hip is moving. Once your hip will be moved, your knees will be go towards the ceiling. You don't need to hurry to keep your leg straight. Generally when we are doing the practice, that is naturally happen because have a fear in the mind. We feel that we will kick the leg and will go directly whole way up. That can be dangerous and you can fall backside. So better not to hurry into in the position. Try go slow way. Okay. So now I will show you first with the wall support here. So how you can keep it your mat bit away from the floor, from the wall, and then you can try so you will not have a fear to fall backside because the wall is the backside. Okay, so we are just moving the mat and we come on the position. Okay, so now we are understanding here that we understood till now that how you will lift the one by one leg. Now we are moving to close to the wall, and then we will do all the process and we will try to lifting the leg first initially. As I mentioned before that, we will try initially practice, we will go with the wall support, so you will not have a fear. After a few days when you feel that yes, I am able to do now without wall support even, we can try without wall also. So here how much, which way you will take the measurement. So almost from the wall, from the corner of the wall, you just take a one hand that much distance and you will put it your hands here. And then all the alignment you have to make it the V shape. Then you have to put your head. All the process previously what we done, that all we will repeat here. Then we'll just go here, we'll take the leg up, then we'll try to slowly kick and take it the knees up. If you feel that his leg is touching, it's okay. You try to keep it away and then slowly try to take your leg up after that. Initially maybe you will feel that you are falling, so you can touch your heel. Suppose you need to take support initially from the wall, you can take it. But you have to try to keep it. Then slowly you can take a one leg support and keep it here. Activate your toes up. Use your arm strength to don't pressure come on your neck. And once you feel you're okay, you try to keep it away your body from the wall. And find your balance. Tuck your toes in, keeping your body activate. And when you want to release, again you have to bend your knees first. Slowly release your one leg, other leg, and slowly go for the Shashankasana. Once you've done the practice, you just be there for a few minutes at least in the Shashankasana position, because your blood rush has to be again settle down, because suddenly if you come, you maybe feel some headache or some pressure in your head and your eyes. So you could just go there. Keep it the practice with a few days with the wall support, and gradually initially when you start the practice, maybe you will touch the leg with the wall. Gradually try to keep it away your leg from the wall, and gradually after that you will build a confidence. Gradually try to avoid even to touch the wall in the whole process. So after a few days, 2, 3, 4 days, you feel that you will able to do the whole the process without wall support, because you don't have any fear. Once you feel that yes, I am able to work out now, then you try to take a bit more distance. So suppose you took this much distance, now you slowly you can shift, increase the distance from the wall, and then you will try. So now you will try from here. So you have a back. So if in any chance if you lose your balance and if you go back, you will not hurt yourself and you can able to handle to manage. So that way you try, and then gradually you will move for the without wall support even. So now I am showing you as a without wall support kind of movement, but I have a wall. If you fall, so you can able to manage here. So almost you take the bit distance and we are trying here. Just imagine as a no wall on the back side, and you will try here. Same thing. Use your core to keep it your knees toward the ceiling. First find your balance here. Once you're okay, take your leg up. You're activating your arms, toes up, engaging your core. Using your hands, using your elbows, using your abs, core muscles to find the balance. Slow down your breathing, and then slowly bend your knees, release one leg, other leg, and go down. So this way you can keep practicing and will be ready.